Good morning, everyone. It's your girl, Lady, again. And today we will be reacting to the sad and delusional story of Tyree from 90 Day Fiance. If y'all ain't heard of this one, y'all is in for a ride, honey. So buckle up. Like the video, comment, definitely, subscribe, and let me show y'all what had happened. Alright, let me show y'all what had happened. Let go.
From a virgin sending thousands to a fake girlfriend,
I send between $50 to $100 a month. You know,
What do you say? Good morning, my beautiful queen.
Hello, baby. I miss you.
I just sent you a request on PayPal, so I'm going to get the money. I'm kind of broke right now. You said next week. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that Nigerian prince getting on his ass, boy. He getting on his ass. He said, you said next week. Where my money? Where my money?
$100 a month. You know, she doesn't really question the amount I give her, but she just is always asking for more.
to getting ghosted on his very first date.
I just hope she turns up soon.
This is the story of a man who refused to see the truth, even when it was staring him in the face. 33-year-old Tyree Mollett from Modesto, California, thought he had found his soulmate. For 4 long years, he believed he was in love with a goddess-like woman from Barbados named Carmelia. What he didn't know was he was living in a fantasy world that would soon come crashing down around him. This is the tragic tale of delusion, heartbreak, and a man who couldn't.
And you know what? I'm not even gonna call this a tragic tale of delusion or whatever the hell he just said. I'm not, because I understand that people go online and date and things like that, but Tyree is cute. Like, he's very nice. I mean, I haven't seen like the whole episodes of anything. I only seen the clips, but from what I've seen, he seems very nice. He's cute. He's not ugly. Nothing like that. He seems very romantic, and stuff like that. So I feel like if Tyree go up to and stop trying to find tens, just find you a good ass housewife that's gonna clean up the house and cook you a good meal, help you with your mama, you know what I'm saying? A loving woman. That's what he deserves, and stop trying to go on there and looking for a damn somebody with just a big old ass and nothing else to offer. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Tyree. Tyree, that's why I'm not having sympathy for this video, okay? Um, so please don't expect that from me. I usually have a lot of empathy and things. I'm a very much an empath, but I'm not gonna do that this video because I feel like Tyree can easily go out and find him a good woman, okay? So Tyree, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna have empathy for you on this video, my boy. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Let go of a lie. Tyree's story starts like many modern love stories, online. Fans instantly fell in love with his personality.
I get along with everyone. I like meeting new people. I'm pretty outgoing and I'll talk a lot.
Tyree struggled with his weight since he was young, and this made him very insecure about himself. He used online dating apps to talk to people because he was too scared to meet anyone in person.
I feel insecure sometimes too because of my weight. It's always been a struggle. I've always been a big
I'm sorry. I promise I'm gonna stop yapping. Y'all, I understand being insecure about your weight and things like that. I used to be the same way. I did lose a whole lot of weight. But for men, I personally I like big men. Like they don't tell nobody I said that, you know. But like I don't know, they be more romantic sometimes, not all of them now, but you know, bigger men, they just seem very sweet and stuff, especially Tyree. Perfect example right here. And I wish that I really pray that he works on his confidence because he's a very sweet guy, very cute, you know, like I really, really hope that he works on his confidence because I really think he could find him a good wife, a good woman, a family, you know. And I'm not pausing no more. Ain't but 1 minute into the video, and I'm already yapping, honey. I'm not pausing no more.
Guy, I would say I got big like maybe when I was like 8, 9, 10. We had moved. I didn't have a lot of friends there.
A 33-year-old man who was so worried about how he looked that he only felt safe talking to people through a screen. Tyree didn't have a regular job because he decided to become a full-time caretaker for his sick mother. He had been living with her for the past year after he found out she had a brain tumor.
I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. And I was very afraid that I was going to lose my mom. Keep going. I'm not ready to get back in those hills. Start walking.
This sounds sweet, but it also meant he was basically living in a bubble. He had no social life, no work friends, and no real-world dating experience. Then came Carmelia. Through Snapchat, Tyree met what he thought was his perfect match. Carmelia appeared to be a stunning woman from Barbados, whom he compared to a cross between Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
But honestly, I don't mind, because I do have Carmela. My girlfriend's name is Carmela, and she's 27 years old, and she lives in Barbados.
She was everything he thought he wanted. Beautiful, thick, and seemingly interested in him. For 4 years, Tyree poured his heart, soul, and...
Did you just say Cardi B and Meg the Stallion? What's her name? Carmela. So Cardi and Meg. Carmela. Yeah, that's a scam, Tyree. That's a scam. Cardi B, Car, and Meg. Yeah, Tyree, you talking to a whole nigga out of Africa, my boy. I'm so sorry to tell you that. That's
and wallet into this relationship. He sent Carmelia money, gifts, and even intimate photos of himself.
Have, naughty Snapchat sessions. We do send, like, sexy pictures and video,
What's that?
The booty.
He shared his deepest feelings and built elaborate plans for their future together. In his mind, they were soulmates, destined to be together.
So I want to propose because after 4 years of dating, I feel like Carmela's the one for me. Even though we didn't meet yet, the emotion is there with us, and it's like, I don't want to let something like that go.
But there were warning signs everywhere that Tyree chose to ignore. Carmelia never wanted to video chat. She always had an excuse for why she couldn't talk face to face.
She's never video chatted me.
Do you ever ask her to video chat you?
No. I did once, but she didn't say anything, so I didn't really, I took it as a no.
When Tyree suggested meeting in person, she would dodge and delay. Tyree thought Carmelia was just shy and didn't find it suspicious that she avoided video calls. The delusion was already taking root, but the fantasy was about to meet its first real test. After 4 years of online romance, Tyree finally decided to take the leap. He applied to be on Before the 90 Days Season 6, ready to travel to Barbados to meet his beloved Carmelia and propose marriage. This is where reality began to intrude on his fantasy. When the show's producers tried to set up interviews and video calls with Carmelia, something strange happened. A producer named Amelia discovered the catfishing after she tried to set up a video chat with Carmelia, but the fake account avoided answering calls and video chats. The producers started digging deeper, and what they found would shatter Tyree's world. In episode 1 of the season, the producers sat Tyree down for a conversation that would change everything. They had discovered the truth about Carmelia, that she didn't even exist. The woman he had been talking to for 4 years was actually a man named Christian from Barbados.
But after you gave us Carmela's number, we reached out, and it took a while, but eventually we made contact. We talked to them for a bit, and the person admitted that they're not who they've been telling you that they are.
But even when faced with this devastating revelation, Tyree's delusion ran so deep that he couldn't accept it. The truth was out, but Tyree's denial was just getting started. Instead of accepting the truth, Tyree's mind went into overdrive, creating elaborate explanations for why this couldn't be real.
I usually don't put my guard down when it comes to like stuff like that, and then I really put it down for her or whoever it is, because the way we chatted, it was like it was pretty deep. So I don't know. I still feel that connection. Like I still have like a glimmer of hope that maybe it was just someone else who had her phone or something. Maybe she was hacked. I don't know.
Tyree told the cameras that there was someone behind these messages that he had a deep connection with, and he thought it could be a big misunderstanding because of how deep the connection was. He didn't know where to go from there. He admitted to having spent money on her every month during the course of their online romance. We're talking about thousands of dollars sent to someone who wouldn't even show their face on camera.
I send between $50 to $100 a month. You know, she doesn't really question the amount I give her, but she just like...
150, what do you say, $50 to $150 a month? How much is that in, where you from, Barbados? No, he from Nigeria. I don't know why I keep doing that. I know that nigga from Nigeria. So yeah, he making some good money off Tyree. Tyree, I can't believe you.
Is always asking for more.
This level of denial was heartbreaking to watch. Here was a man so desperate for love, so invested in his fantasy, that he couldn't accept the mountain of evidence proving he'd been deceived. But the scammer's own words would soon make the truth impossible to ignore. The producers had obtained a message from Christian that laid out exactly what had happened. The confession was brutal in its honesty. Christian's message explained that he couldn't video call because he wasn't the girl in the photos. He knew it was messed up that he hadn't been honest with Tyree. He had been lying to him for almost 5 years. At first it was about the money, since most of them were so poor. But over time he began to like him. He felt guilty, torn between his love for him and the need for money. Despite the feelings, he couldn't be with him. Even after reading this clear admission of deception, Tyree's delusion persisted. For Tyree, the financial admission wasn't enough to sway him. He said the catfish was saying the right things to make him remain in love with the online stranger. Tyree, who had never opened up about his feelings to his family before, finally decided to share his heavy heart with his siblings.
But we worry about him because he holds everything in. It's like he never lets anybody know what's going on in his life.
I wonder if my siblings be feeling like that about me. They probably be like, bitch, you don't never talk to us about nothing. What is wrong? What's wrong with you? You be smiling and shit, and I can tell something wrong with you. What's going on? And I be like, nothing. What you talking about? What you talking about? Be lying like a motherfucker. I can't help it. I hold shit in. I'd rather talk to myself than to talk to other people. Like even therapists, you know, like I'm sick of talking about myself. I'd rather talk to my own self about my own problems. Am I the only one like that? Let me know in the comments. Am I slow or am I not the only one that does that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I understand where he coming from because I do not like talking to people about myself either. I don't.
Life at all. So him trying to open up is strange.
He not only shared about his relationship, but he also mentioned that he went to Barbados once to meet Carmelia and stayed at a resort. He flew halfway around the world, booked a resort, and waited for someone who never showed up.
Carmela and I were dating for 3 years before I decided to go to Barbados. Like, I was super excited to see her. You know, I was gonna finally meet her, the love of my life.
Most people would have realized something was wrong at this point, but not Tyree. When Carmelia made excuses about why she couldn't meet him, he believed every word. He was ready to fly back to Barbados again when he applied for the show. The man was about to waste even more money on this fake relationship. Tyree told his sister he was even more confused now. The message was saying two things: that Christian couldn't be with him, but at the same time that he loved him. Tyree didn't know what to think. He believed there had to be some truth to something in there. His sister sat with him through this difficult moment, encouraging him to chalk this relationship up to an unfortunate failure and move on. But Tyree was still holding on to hope. The delusion was so strong that even a direct confession couldn't break it. But the real humiliation was yet to come. The producers arranged for Tyree to hear an audio recording from Christian during the tell-all episode.
Okay.
This would be the most devastating moment of his entire journey. In the audio clip, Christian explained that it all started maybe 4 or 5 years ago and that the Carmelia account was one he had made with a friend. They wrote to multiple Americans.
Oh, I was right. It was an African dude, huh? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to talk, but I'm really, really sleepy. I woke up at like, what time it is? I woke up at about a little bit before 3. Like I'm tired. I'm really trying to talk and react to the video. I'm trying, but I promise the next video I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna splash some more cold water on my face. I'm gonna wake up, okay? I'm gonna get me some coffee. I got it, okay? I got you. I got you, y'all. I got you. Give me a minute.
And he just looked for a guy who might send money.
Well, maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, the account was account made with a friend, and we to multiple Americans.
When asked how much money Tyree gave Christian, the Catfish estimated he netted $2,000 to $3,000. Christian admitted it was only for money for him. Stating clearly that he always had no feelings for Tyree, Christian then described a time when Carmelia agreed to meet up in person. He didn't want to get it that far, but he said to come because he needed clothes and also a cellular phone.
I didn't want it to get that far, but I did say to come because I needed clothes and also cellular phone. So I just told him to bring the clothing to this particular store, and he left the clothing there while I waited in the car.
In a sadistic move, Christian watched Tyree as he awaited Carmelia. When asked what he thought at the time, he called Tyree dumb and a stupid American. Tyree visibly squirmed at these cruel insults.
I mean, Tyree. I hate to say this, but he ain't wrong, you know, but you can learn from things like that, you know. Never, I say this on my channel all the time, never ever ever give money or accept money from people that you don't know, never met, never FaceTime, never talked to, you know. So yes, he is right. You're at this point in your life, you were a dumb American. I'm sorry, it is what it is. But I really hope that you have learned your lesson and grown from this. hopefully I can find a deep dive and go on Instagram and see what Tyree got going on, see what's up, see if he got a little girlfriend now, and see what's going on. Let me know if y'all want me to do that or not, because I would love to see what he got going on, because I don't follow any of these people on here. I don't.
Before acknowledging that the situation kind of sucked. He said it really made him angry and he just wanted to mess Christian up.
I don't know, it just really pisses me off, honestly. Like, I just want to them up, but sorry. But I don't know, like...
The other cast members rallied around Tyree, expressing their outrage at Christian's cruelty. But the damage was done. The man Tyree had loved for 4 years had just called him stupid and admitted he never cared about him at all.
You're honestly a scummy person. You're a scammer. And I think anything that happens to you in life that is bad, you probably deserve and should consider that.
With his fantasy finally shattered, Tyree would embark on a journey to find the real Carmelia. But even this would lead to more delusion. Before the 90 days gave Tyree a chance to opt out of filming the moment producers uncovered that Carmelia was actually a man named Christian. But he proceeded to film because he believed there was another possible explanation for it all, and that Carmelia was still real. Think about that for a second. The producers told him he was being catfished, gave him proof, and offered to let him leave the show with his dignity intact. But Tyree chose to keep filming because he thought maybe, just maybe, there was another explanation.
There is someone behind these messages that I have a deep connection with. And I do think that it could be a big misunderstanding just because how deep the connection was. But I don't know where to go from here.
He started doing his own detective work, reverse image searching the photos Christian had been using. When some of the images didn't appear anywhere else on the internet, Tyree saw this as proof that maybe Carmelia was real. Tyree reasoned that maybe what the producer was told wasn't true. Maybe his girlfriend found out about them and wanted to end their relationship.
Maybe Carmela is real, and maybe, what the producer was told wasn't true. Maybe her boyfriend found out about us talking, and they wanted to...
Tyree, what the hell? I thought you learned your lesson, boo. What do you mean? She's not real. He is not real. His name is Christian. He is from Nigeria. Oh my God, Tyree, what the... Oh Lord, sister, please help him. Sister, please, sister, help him. 'Cause I can't take it. I don't know what to say no more. Sister, please, where the brother at? I think we need an intervention, and I'm coming too. We need an intervention for you, Tyree.
And our relationship, who knows?
While Tyree is still refusing to believe that Carmelia isn't real, he found out through his sister Ashanti and even a private investigator that Carmelia is an adult content creator, escort, and cam girl, whose pictures and videos were used to scam Tyree. A private investigator. His own sister, multiple people had to convince him that this relationship was fake, and he still wasn't completely convinced. After learning that Christian had been using stolen photos and videos, Tyree became obsessed with finding the real woman whose pictures had been used to catfish him. This is where his story gets even more delusional. Instead of accepting that the whole thing was fake and moving on, Tyree thought he could somehow track down the real Carmelia and start a relationship with her. He didn't understand that just because someone's photos were used doesn't mean that person knows him or wants anything to do with him. His sister and the private investigator had to explain to him that the real woman in the photos was an adult content creator who had no idea her pictures were being used to scam people. But Tyree still held on to hope that maybe, somehow, he could connect with her. This shows how deep his delusion really was. Even after learning the truth, he couldn't let go of the fantasy. He was still looking for any way to make his fake relationship real. Tyree traveled to Denver to meet Sweet Carmelia, both to see if they had any chemistry and to find out whether she was conspiring with Christian to catfish him. The real Carmelia wasn't involved in the catfish scheme, but Tyree found her to be really nice and really cool. They had really good conversations. However, the message was awkward given the circumstances.
Hold on, let me put my glasses on. I'm like,
Oh, I'm Tyree. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Tyree used their meeting as an opportunity to close the Carmelia chapter and get the closure he needed. They never spoke again after that first meeting.
Well, I'm a hugger.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you coming.
Even in this moment of supposed closure,
Oh, I think that was very sweet of her because she knows that he's hurting and stuff, so she, gives him a hug. That's something I would do. Yeah, I would do something like that, even though I don't care for like hugging people like that or like touching hands ever since COVID. Like I'll probably do something like that or like I don't like being too close to people like that, but if somebody's going through something and I will hug, I will hug. But yeah, I think that was very sweet of her. Oh.
Tyree's tendency toward fantasy was evident. He was chasing after a woman whose photos had been used to deceive him, hoping to find some kind of real connection. The show decided to give Tyree another chance at love, but his delusions would follow him there too. And before the 90 Days disaster, Tyree wanted to move forward and began working toward finding his first real connection after Carmelia. The show gave him another chance on the single life, where he tried to date real women for the first time.
After being catfished by Carmela, who I met online, I've decided the best way to move forward is to meet someone in person.
Tyree took a trip to New Orleans to explore his newfound confidence and to go out on his first few real-life dates. This was supposed to be Tyree's redemption arc. After years of living in a fantasy, he would finally experience real dating with real women. The show positioned this as his opportunity to break free from his delusions and find genuine love. But even on the single life, Tyree's inexperience showed. His dating skills were practically non-existent. Remember, this was a 33-year-old man who had never had a real relationship before, and reality proved harsh once again. Tyree was ghosted by Tiffany on his first date ever. A woman named Teresa rejected his offer to date. The woman named Reina was not ready to have a long-distance relationship.
It's been a few...
Raina Ash just wanted to be on that damn TV. That's what Raina wanted to do. She just wanted her some damn camera time. Hit me up, Tyree. I come hang out with you. I got you. Not like that, but we can be friends. I got you. He seemed like such a cool ass, down to earth person. I got you, Tyree. We can be cool, man. Damn.
Weeks since Tiffany never showed up to which would have been my first date, and I've been feeling, a little off. I had been stood up before when I went to Barbados and Carmela never showed up, so it does bring back those memories of that. I am 0-2.
Each rejection must have stung, especially for someone who had spent 4 years believing he was in a loving relationship. But there was a glimmer of hope when he connected with Shannon. Later in the single life, Tyree met a woman named Shannon, and they even kissed during the tell-all show. This was described as Tyree having a real-life girlfriend after getting his heart broken by the catfish. For viewers, this felt like a small victory. Finally, Tyree was connecting with a real person who was actually interested in him. His newfound confidence to date in real life and his willingness to put himself out there signaled a positive shift in his love life. But just when it seemed like Tyree might finally be moving forward, devastating news would crush his hopes once again. After 2 seasons on the 90-Day franchise, Tyree thought he had found his place in the reality TV world. He had a story that resonated with viewers, and despite his struggles, he had gained a following of fans who rooted for his success. But the franchise had other plans. During a recent Q&A session on Instagram, a fan expressed a desire to watch him on TV and inquired about his potential return to the franchise. Tyree responded promptly, stating that he wasn't sure if he would be back or not, and that he thought they dumped him. With his comments, Tyree included a crying emoji, suggesting he was sad about the possibility of being let go by the franchise. After 2 seasons with the franchise, Tyree may not have been invited to participate in future seasons due to a lack of fan engagement. His on-screen presence and love story may not have provided enough drama for producers, to consider bringing him back for another season. The show often features cast members with dramatic stories and larger-than-life personalities who appeal to a wide audience. It's also possible that Tyree didn't fit the casting for any of the current spin-offs. Most 90 Day Fiancé spin-offs require cast members to have partners, and Tyree is currently single. This rejection from the franchise that had given him his moment in the spotlight must have been devastating. Once again, Tyree found himself alone and unwanted. Despite being potentially cut from the franchise, Tyree continues to cling to hope. With over 50,000 followers on Instagram and fans still waiting for his return, some believe Tyree may be unnecessarily worrying about his status with the franchise. This pattern of hope in the face of rejection has defined Tyree's entire journey. When Christian was clearly scamming him, he held on to hope that their connection was real. When the producers told him Carmelia didn't exist, he hoped it was all a misunderstanding. When he was ghosted and rejected by multiple women, he hoped the next one would be different.
I would love to be able to hold hands with someone, just to kind of get that touch, and I'm looking to have maybe my first kiss.
Tyree spoke to US Weekly recently to reveal what he learned from the Catfish situation. He realized that he needed to think about the good things about it. The show helped Tyree come out of his shell. He started feeling better mentally and physically, as he wasn't shy anymore. Tyree said he was 100% open to trusting people again. He believed it was good just to be honest and kind of lay everything out, and that's what he was going to do from now on.
I'm extremely intimidated when I see someone who's in really good shape because I don't want them to get the impression that I'm just this lazy fat guy who just eats burgers all day.
Even after everything he'd been through, Tyree remained optimistic about love and relationships. This could be seen as admirable resilience, but it also highlighted his inability to learn from his experiences and adjust his expectations. One positive thing that came out of Tyree's reality TV experience was his decision to work on himself physically. Tyree shocked fans with his significant weight loss after his time on the show. This transformation was important because his weight had been a major source of insecurity for him. Remember, his weight issues were part of why he was scared to date in real life and stuck to online relationships. But his weight loss journey was just the beginning of a much bigger transformation story. By February 2024, Tyree realized that regular diet and exercise weren't enough. He revealed his plans to undergo gastric sleeve surgery, explaining on The Sarah Fraser Show that he had contacted a company based in California but that does procedures in Mexico.
So actually, I did get in contact with the company based in California but does, procedures in Mexico. And it worked out a deal with me to get, a gastric sleeve done.
Think about that for a moment. Here's a guy who was so scared of meeting people in person that he spent 4 years talking to a fake girlfriend online. But when it came to his weight, he was willing to fly to another country for surgery. That shows how desperate he was to change his life. Tyree worked out a deal with the clinic to get a gastric sleeve operation done in April 2024. He had already put down a deposit for the procedure, even though he wasn't sure he'd go through with it. This uncertainty was typical Tyree. Even when making big life decisions, he was still unsure and hesitant. The fact that he was considering surgery in Mexico also shows how serious his weight problem had become. Tyree was going to undergo gastric bypass surgery in April in Mexico because he felt like he had no other options left. Whether or not Tyree had surgery, one thing was clear: he was still losing weight and looking dramatically different. Now that Tyree is slowly shedding pounds, he's proudly facing the camera once more and posting frequently on social media. Tyree shows off his stylish clothes on Instagram while flashing his signature sweet smile to his fans. This was a huge change from the shy, insecure man we first met on Before the 90 Days. The old Tyree would hide from cameras and was embarrassed about his appearance. The new Tyree was posting selfies and showing off his style.
Yeah, Tyree, I like him. I think he's so freaking sweet, or he seems sweet. I don't know him in person or nothing like that. What y'all think? I want to do like a little deep dive. What y'all think about me DMing him and see if he'll do like a little interview, a little hangout meeting with us on live. What y'all think? let me know. I think that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty fun, you know? Not like an actual interview where we're asking questions how other people do. We just hanging out, talking, type shit. You can talk about your life, what you got going on, but I'm a down to earth ass person. I just want to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all think about that? Give me some ideas of what y'all want to do. But yeah, y'all. I got one more video to do for today. So let me get off of here, put some more water on my face because I am sleepy. Okay? I'm tired. But yeah, y'all, like the video, comment, let me know what y'all thinking, and definitely subscribe. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.